Hello, folks. The reason I'm actually recording this video is because it's for my students, okay? For my students in my association. But if you are wondering who is this guy talking, uh, so I will introduce myself. My name is Renato Migliaccio. I'm a 50th degree black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, which means around 19 years just as a black belt. Competed in judo too, competed in wrestling, MMA, and and so on. I do not need to introduce myself to my students. I need my introductions define the man I am, okay, because I'm not the medals that I won, or I am my values and my morals, and that's how we carry our little association here. Okay, I call it little association because it's something informal. I do not charge any one of my students. You have to be my student to be in my association, or a friend of my student, or a friend of mine, or someone somehow close to it. Because we're not here trying to grow as a business. Is not a business yet. One day could be become a business, but as of, and if it becomes a business, of course a business needs to make money or whatever. So we don't advertise, we don't spend, we don't have a phone to pick up, we don't have bills with phone, we don't have anything of that, right? So it's our association. But the reason I'm talking here is because some of my students ask, they ask on a WhatsApp group that I have here, can you go there and not even understood and check on a black belt checkers or something, and so it's a website that says who is legit black belt and who is not, right? The idea could be good, truly the idea could be good, but me, after all I've done in jiu-jitsu, competing right now, I don't compete. I'm 42 years old, and I competed as much as in the adult level. Don't compete some in the master. It's not my thing. It's just love jiu-jitsu, love competing, but I want to, anyways. So doing my stuff, I competed like once a week, sometimes every weekend. We have like these, have a tournament. Some weekends we have two tournaments, one on a Saturday, one on a Sunday. We go there. Like, do I need someone to go online and tell the others or whoever that if I'm legit or not? But where are we going with this? Like Renzo Gracie said, the black belt covers 5 inches of your butt. The rest you gotta cover yourself, and that's it. That's it. I am a black belt. I will train. I'm training. Okay, of course, every day with my students. Not every day, truly, right now, not every day, but but I'm on the mat pretty much every day. Okay, and then I train with my students. Some are getting pretty good. Some beat me up. Some I beat them up. It's hey, it's part. But I'm glad I could guide them to the path, starting with as a white belt, and make them even better than I am. And that's the main goal, right? This is one point. So now, I need someone to come and check if I am a legit black belt or not. I'm just not getting. Truly, I just not get. Well, but maybe for someone we don't know. Well, this guy doesn't know. Like truly, people will find out. You find out when he start teaching, and it is there's so much information available right now on the internet. You Google the guy. Google the guy and check him out. Oh, but there's the only thing available in my town. Okay, it's you do or don't, right? Or maybe if you get together with him, both of you get better. Or maybe he's not a legit black belt, he's faking, he's lying. Okay, just don't have a relationship with this person. Someone who lies, especially in a matter so important. But again, going back, right? Going back to the black belt that has to to cover your butt. And you have to be legit. You have to be legit, and you can become legit. A blue belt is a legit black belt? No, he's not. That's why he wears a blue belt. But he's getting better, getting better, getting better, getting better, until one day he's a black belt, a legit black belt. And there are many legitimacy points, I would say. There is that guy that's compete at a higher level, super strong, just a few people beat them up. True? Okay. There is this guy who is not so great, but he does good for the sport. He's helping people get started. Okay. He's helping the sport to evolve. And he's legit. Why not? Just because he cannot perform. So that means a 70 years old or 75 years old did super good in his adult time. Now he cannot perform or go against a 20-year-old super strong. That means he got to go back on belts. That's not my point. Okay, my point is just that there are ways to be legit, do something for the community of the sport, to the industry, and the community outside of the industry. You know, be respectful, honor your black belt, all this stuff. Be professional when you're teaching. Do not use misconduct, sexual, verbal, physical, psychological misconduct. Just teach proper. Okay, all this counts. Now, let's say this guy, if this stuff goes good, oh yes, he's a checker. He's checked good. He's a black belt. Nice, great. But he's a thug. So I don't think this is the point for us. Okay, maybe I'm being very dramatic here or overreacting to something. But hey, that is the federation there. I don't know what people are trying to do. That is, despite what people think or do not think of IBJJF, they helped grow Jiu-Jitsu. They helped the growth of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They did. Okay, some people are claiming now that they can do better. So go ahead and do it. Hopefully, in 20 more years, we will be better. Jiu-Jitsu, the industry will be better better off than we are now. Right? But just don't. Yeah, now, you know, never mind IBJJF. You don't need to get a certificate from IBJJF. No. We check it here on the website. Hopefully, it's not this what the website stands for. Hopefully, you know, I want to be wrong because I don't like the way things are going. Truly, you know. Hopefully, IBJJF, you know, the website is trying. I don't know. So again, what makes you legit? The amount you put on the mat, performance wise or not, the amount of put towards the industry. Okay, the level of respect you have for your students and for the art, because a lot of people like to train and all of this. They're good, they're performing. You know, but then maybe not a good person. Maybe they do stuff outside that, you know, does not represent the sport or the truly amazing things that the sport should be representing. I know people make mistakes. They all deserve a second chance. There are many points on what I'm saying, folks, but there are many points. If the guy constantly, and I'm not going to say I don't make mistakes, but I try to, that's why it's boring, right? I don't know. And the goal of these videos for my students to see if other people watch, great. As long as, you know, it's a good information for them. But I'm not here to try to get another student. I'm not here to try to convince someone to come to my association. Not this. Yeah. I believe the art of Jiu-Jitsu is growing, and some people want to take some in different ways. Okay, and as I said, I think this is not all just nomenclatures, just ways to say. People say BJJ, just got famous for BJJ, but it really doesn't Doesn't belong to Brazil. It happens to happen in Brazil with the family Gracie. And again, people are saying, oh, I say, trying to diminish their credit. Why other people didn't do that back then? We cannot go back on the past. We can always come back here, start here, and make something better. But you know, it starts with now the people are saying American Jiu-Jitsu, Australian Jiu-Jitsu, and you know, that doesn't bother me because it was never Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It happens, I believe, when because too many Jiu-Jitsu, too many forms of Jiu-Jitsu, and then the UFC came and then called Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and then we couldn't say Gracie Jiu-Jitsu anymore because, you know, a part of the family got the rights to say that. And then people said, oh, it's going to be Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and from there picked up as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But if you don't want to call Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, don't call it. But I don't think in wrestling, for example, in wrestling, the Cubans don't fight the same way the Persians do, which don't fight the same way the Americans do, which don't fight the same way people in Eastern Europe, or, you know, the Russians. And no, but that is a Cuban school of wrestling. That is a Russian school of wrestling, the American school of wrestling. And same in boxing. You know, the Mexicans don't fight the same way as the Americans. We don't fight the same way, but it's all boxing. I don't know why we are going that way. I think Community Europe got the countries all together. Why? To be strong. United States is big and strong because it's a big country. There are other countries that could be bigger and strong too. Could be strong because they're bigger. You just need to stop being less corrupt, but and then it's another different topic. But again, if you want to be tiny and small and break up and separate, I don't think you're going to have so much resources, and that can happen to Jiu-Jitsu. If we start breaking in little, oh, this is style, that style, this is that's all called Jiu-Jitsu. Yes, do we need people? Do we need legit people? Do we need people who, how you say, can definitely make the sport grow? Yes, but the bad will go now. In a situation like now, COVID, the bad all stopping teaching. All those who open their schools, they don't really dare because they love it. They're all going to stop. They're all going to close their gyms. It's a cleanup. Those who are there because they love the art, they're going to do no matter what. They're going to come back, and they'll come back stronger. Okay, so I think I got a little bit sidetracked on that, but in a sense, we need to be focused. As of now, International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, and I'm an advocate from them in a sense, but you know, there are some people that work in there that I know that they could work a little better. I think, on my perspective, they could work a little better, be a little bit more, how you say, better customer service. I got all this, but which company cannot evolve? Every company could evolve, right? But now you try to open another one, and it's just, I don't know. It's just people could open as long as we do the best service. But again, as of now, if you want to be legit, just how you say, put yourself out there, go train every day, mastering your craft. You don't need to bother who how you say, recognizes you or not, who how you say, there's a word for that, but let's put it recognize. Like, no, just go every day, teach your students, then your students are going to get better. So now, for example, I remember a story. A guy in in Australia called me once, and he said, hey, Renato, I have a guy here. He's saying that he's your student, and he's because back then I was a higher Gracie team. I am, right? It's just not the team alone, because the team got separated. It is a different politics in that, but I am from the school of High End. I got a black belt from High End Gracie, okay? And back then wasn't much, how you say, anyways, to make a story short, long story short, my student was training in Australia, and the guy called me. Oh, he's saying he's from the Ryan Gracie lineage and all this. Now I go, if he's saying he's a Ryan Gracie team and stuff, he shouldn't say, because you know, he needs to adjust the rights for whoever owns the rights. That's pretty straightforward to me. But he's from the Ryan Gracie lineage. He was my student. And the guy, oh, okay. But I said, but man, if he told the guy, if you really think he's no good or he's not legit, and who is this guy? Go there and check him out. Go spar with him. You know, and I remember this student of mine, like 240 pounds, he big, and 6'4". Like, go there, man, go there. You know, good technique. So I mean, it's just, this too much the say in Brazil, the me, right? Like talk, but the me, just about myself, me, just self-centered. Man, just keep working, keep working. It's super boring. I mean, I'm a super boring person. I'm not gonna be, how you say, I don't go and I don't cuss out people. I don't, just just try to be respectful, do your thing every day. Okay, not expect to be famous. Fame can come, Now, for example, John Donahan, right? I remember when in 2003 I used to lived for like maybe 6-7 months in New York. He was the same guy, quiet, every day, very early in the morning, and I risk to say maybe 5 in the morning he was already there, teaching a bunch of classes and a bunch of private classes. I remember I did a lot of private classes. And then the meantime that he wasn't doing private class, he was, studying. You can see the guy studying, watching some videos, taking notes, come back, teach a class every day. 17 years later, of course, didn't take that long, but 2020, boom, got famous. Or let's cut short, I don't know, 2013. Right? Let's say he got famous to talk. But hey, it's 10 years the guy is doing his stuff. Studying, not bothering with what others will think of him, just mastering his craft day after day. And then what happened? Oh, I got famous. But not sure if he really wants to be famous. He's now, of course, he can, capitalize and make some money. Who doesn't want to make some money out of it? That's good. Okay. But overall, his first intention was to be better in jiu-jitsu every day, train every day, make his students better, and that's it. Now, let's say you are not, different topic now, right? Moving up a little bit. Let's say you are not legit at all, and then just trying your best. I got it. Some remote, it's going to be less and less every year, but some remote places in Europe or China, or some in the world do not have a guy right beside you. Okay, you can start watching some videos, start a group, and do your best, go for some seminars here and there, and you get a blue belt from a guy, get a purple belt. That happens, right? From somebody else. Okay, but maybe the guy who lives close by you is a guy that you kind of don't relate so much, kind of a crook. Could be any problem, right? It's, all right, you don't want to get a relationship with the guy, or maybe you feel like after you get your black belt, you're going to have to leave because you're never related to the guy. What are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? Again, master your craft every time. Every time, get better, get better, get better. The next generation will be better than you. If you're doing this for yourself, how you say, of course you do this for yourself, but for you promoting yourself, then you don't go much further because you can't promote yourself. If you're doing for the art, then of course I'm going to try my best. Next generation going to be a little better. The other generation going to be a little better, and so on. And so on. And then you're going to make generation of students, right? You're going to make some students that are very tough. Who is going to come to your gym and say you're not legit, even though maybe, let's say you never got a black belt, but your students are winning stuff, you know? Who's going to say that? Bunch of I believe it's, I might be wrong here, it's tough to say, but it's a story. I think Muhammad Ali, I think one of his coaches never boxed in his life, but understood the sport of boxing and could make him something like that. I'm, you know, but there are guys like that. I will mention Greg Jackson, amazing guy. I remember back in the day, that was also 2003, about 2003, 2004-ish, when I was living in New Mexico with my friend Alberto Crane. I was there training, and then I get the chance to meet Greg Jackson. We live in a city, it's called Santa Fe, and another city is called Albuquerque, right? So Santa Fe and Albuquerque. Met great people in there. So Greg, you know, good wrestling background in that area, you know, I would say solid. Okay, many people from that area. They doing the high school and all this stuff. Good wrestling background. And I think he was learning some jiu-jitsu here and there, watching some books. There was no jiu-jitsu around until Alberto moved to Brazil, but that was after, you know, when I was there, Alberto had moved, he had lived in Brazil already. But so Greg and Alberto trained a little bit here and there. But before, don't quote me on that, but before Alberto, as Alberto was in Brazil, Greg was learning, he had nobody to learn from and all this stuff, right? Reading books, traveling a little bit. And then he created something that is called Gaido Jitsu. I remember that. I don't think people say this anymore, but it was Gaido Jitsu. A lot of people criticized and stuff. And then, you know, I remember myself like, I don't know if I can criticize, because I don't know. Why? Because if it's for a good cause, and that only the time will say, if it's for a good cause, everything is legit, right? One day Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was created from judo, right? One day judo was created from something else, right? And so on. That is that criticism part, for sure. But as long as it's only the time will say what's best. I mean, if it's for a good cause, let's put it that way. Okay, then his students start doing super good in some no-gi tournaments around there. Very nice, very nice. And some of them were super tough. Okay, good wrestling base, but also knowing the chokes, back takes, arm bars, all this stuff. Great. Hey, great. Jiu-jitsu is growing. And then next thing you know, he's getting involved with some MMA. I remember back then was King of the Cage. A bunch of his students there in the King of the Cage. Hey, next thing you know, a bunch of his students are now making to UFC. Okay. Keith Jardine, Carlos Condit, what is his name? Diego Sanchez, but a bunch. I forgot right now. I forgot a bunch of guys. And then afterwards came Clay Guida, Rashad Evans, John Jones, Cowboy Cerrone. All these guys are great, came from the same place. Then one day people criticize them, and then nobody criticized them. Of course, how come I'm going to criticize those tough guys? Yeah. So that's the point. That's the point. I think despite we need to be a good martial arts, we need to be good citizens of the world, we need to, we need to make it the world better. Yes, 100%, that's the main goal. Okay, but we need to stop, like I make a quote from the Cobra Kai, we need to stop the ass kissing and start the ass kicking. Okay, let's be legit a martial artist and stop going behind how you say, the keyboard, and yeah, okay, this guy, yeah, I can check him because he's a black belt. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, this is it's just sad. And again, I'd like to end with that. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that's not the true intention of these websites around, and every step that each one of you make, it's for the growth and for the sustainability of the art of jiu-jitsu. Okay, every decision, because if you make a decision, think of yourself, oh, I'm going to be making good money, but eventually can lead to the sports to die, or the sports look bad with the society, then it's not a good choice. Okay, so go out there, make good choices, and make sure if you do the right thing, you work out every day, train every day, think of jiu-jitsu every day. Jiu-jitsu is part of your life, it's part of you. Okay, you don't need any website to tell you that if you're legit or not. Thank you, guys. Hope to see you soon. Okay, and be safe with this pandemic. Don't get depressed. Work your best. Okay, bye-bye.